Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline, IBB, Abiola won June 12, 1993 election. I regret his annulment. Poll cancellation done by Abacha forces without my authorization. Oshu Council poll will be illegal, says AGF. Will go ahead despite advice. No proof USAID fund sustaining Boko Haram, says US envoy. Remove trade tariff on Nigeria's imports. Federal government urges China. Heaps of sand used to block access to Benue CJ's office. And here, central bank targets single-digit inflation in 3 years. Federal varsities for Osun Ekiti. Oyo Ogbomosho road contract revoked. What stories do we have in The Nation?
Okay, so we have one. They said no evidence USAID funds. Boko Haram says U.S. ambassador. They said the United States ambassador to Nigeria, that's Richard Mills Jr., yesterday kicked against the recent claim by an American congressman, Scott Perry, Republican representing Pennsylvania, that the United States Agency for International Development was being used to fund Boko Haram. He said there is no evidence. And he also said that, let me be clear, there is no friend of Nigeria that has been stronger on its condemnation of the violence of Boko Haram and Boko Haram's contempt for human life than the United States. The ambassador, he went ahead to say, we have labeled Boko Haram since 2013 a foreign terrorist organization. He said they have policies and procedures in place to ensure that any of our assistance funding, whether it comes from USAID, the Department of Defense, the State Department, is not diverted to a terrorist group like Boko Haram. And he said, I just want to be clear that when it comes to Boko Haram, the United States stands with Nigeria in wanting to rid this country of them that the organization represents. So they are really trying. They are still trying to look for more evidence and everything to show that they are not funding Boko Haram in Nigeria. Let's hope so, and let's pray that it's not happening.
Okay.
So there's a new twist in the running battle between the House of Assembly and the judiciary in Benue State. It was found out that they said heaps of sharp sand has been poured in front of the office, in front of the Chief Judge's office. Although some people are saying that renovations were supposed to have started, and that's why the sharp sand is in front of the office, blocking anybody from entering or leaving the office. But people are saying that they can see some stern-looking policemen outside there. Although a wave of condemnation has trailed the removal of Justice Morris by the House of Assembly, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, described it as unacceptable. The Senate has urged its Committee on Judiciary and Human Rights to investigate and report back in 2 weeks. He said in a motion that was the adoption of a motion by Senator Moro that the crisis stems from the purported removal, and that this is a looming constitutional crisis in Benue State, and if it's not nipped in the bud, it may spiral to become a great threat to our democracy. Even though he is saying that it's not constitutional because under sections 153 and sections 271 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, that the National Judiciary Council has exclusive powers to appoint and remove Chief Justice, but the Assembly is standing by the removal of the CJ. Yes, so the JUSUN warns against dangerous precedents being set in our democracy. So let's watch and wait for 2 weeks to see. As per the Senate, they've already set up a committee to investigate. Let's wait for the report and see what happens in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, so there's this a major headline across all the papers. Abiola won June 12, 1993 election. This is by IBB, and he says that he regrets his annulment. So the former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, has officially confirmed that the late Moshood Kashimawo Olawale, that's MKO Abiola, won the historic June 12, 1993 presidential election.
Since we telling our stories.
So a journey, that his autobiography, yes, A Journey in Service, that's the title. He said that Abiola, the Social Democratic Party, SDP candidate, secured both the majority of votes and the required geographical spread to become the president. So he had to launch his book, Congress Hall of Transcorp Hilton Hotel Abuja. A lot of distinguished gathering of political figures were there, private sector players, dignitaries were there. you know, and it was also a fundraiser too for his presidential library. And he says that he takes full responsibility for the annulment, you know, and he confessed, yes, that it was the most regrettable incident in the country's history, that he had to contend with this question all the time. People kept asking him, when will he come out and tell his story? When will he come out and tell his story? And now he's telling the story in the book. You know, and you know,
it's better late than never. Let me talk about
what do you feel about it? Like I was upset.
I'm happy that he made a statement. It was important that because we need to tell our stories, and I'm happy he did while our truth and our story and our own perspective while he was alive. Because every other thing would have been speculation. Everybody has said what they said, but he's saying what his own personal experience of what happened was. I'm sure they will bring a lot of peace to all those who struggled.
Oh, they agree. Is there any form of compensation that will be coming? Abi, you don't pass.
You don't pass. But let's say the story so that it doesn't happen again.
Well, some people said that they should arrest them or something.
It's not our hot topic.
It's not our hot topic.
Let me take the story about our Minister for Works, David Umahi. While they are dragging him, a lot of real estate companies are dragging him on the road, the Lagos-Calabar road, coastal road. He's currently, yesterday was in Oyo State, and when he was in Oyo State, he spoke about the fact that there's a particular road, a 98-kilometer road between Oyo-Gbomosho, that the RCC, Reynolds Construction Company, had not concluded within the time frame. They had issued warnings concerning contractors that are not completing their projects, that the contract will be terminated. Well, the RCC contract for the 98-kilometer road between Oyo-Gbomosho has now been terminated. They said the contract will be re-awarded. They also gave good news to those that live within Ota, Sango-Ota people. The minister has promised, I pray, because the way he always delivers, he will deliver this one. He said they will do concrete road for that Ota, because that place has been terrible right from time. They keep rehabilitating, it's not complete. So he said he has promised that he will do a concrete, put concrete reinforcement between the Lagos-Ota Abeokuta road. I'm sure they're looking forward to that as well.
Wow. Yeah, so moving on quickly to the next paper. We'll take the headlines and go on a short break. The major headline, I've taken that already. Knox as IBB regrets annulling MKO Abiola's victory in 1993. Ex-police chiefs fault federal government's 55 billion naira security contract from Turkish firm. Presidential panel gulps 21 billion in 7 years. 13.7 trillion Federation account revenue withheld by the NNPCL. This is according to the FAC report. Economists want CBN as MPC retains 27.5% interest rates. Naira rises to 1,494 naira 3 kobo to $1 at official markets. Tension as Natasha tackles Senate President over seat relocation. Kidnapper Evans now prison teacher, willing to forfeit 14 trucks. AGF wants Adeleke against LG poll. IG dismisses governor's allegations. We'll be taking a breather here. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.